The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will be live.
Great things, my fellow warriors, boy Meckanimal, and we're back again with another episode on the tutorial on the ring. And today we're going to teach you guys how to perform the Bulgarian dip on the rings. And for those who don't know, the Bulgarian dip is a variation of the dip that you can perform on the ring, and can be compared to the wide grip dip on the parallel bar. Unlike the parallel bar on the ring, you have the movable entities that are the rings, which makes the movement a whole lot harder. And another difference with the wide grip dip is that you have to be flaring out your elbow and have your shoulder in a more internally rotated position, which can be tricky and cumbersome for beginners, which is why I would suggest the beginners not to jump into this variation of the dip and get really comfortable with the regular dip already on the ring, because that's plenty enough for people to work with and spend a few months before they try to dive into using a different variation. And this variation of the dip, which is called the Bulgarian dip, will have a better target on the pectoral muscle and the anterior deltoid. And like I said, because of the internal rotation aspect of it, it can be an exercise that can be used as an accessory to build skills like the iron cross, depending on how you want to perform the iron cross. But most of the time, like most gymnasts do, they rather have like a forward lean of the shoulder whenever they perform the iron cross, unlike other people who would like to retract the shoulder blade or keep it in a neutral position. Most gymnasts will internally rotate and then lock it, load the chest and the front delt. So that variation of the dip could be one that can use to strengthen up your ligament and your muscle to favor a better performance of the iron cross in the future. And yeah, so that's that. Without further ado, I'm going to show you guys how to perform the Bulgarian dip. So the Bulgarian dip is just like the regular dip. The top range of the motion should be with your wrist facing forward and your shoulder fully externally rotated, while the bottom range of the motion will be your shoulder completely internally rotate, or at least to the best of your ability, until your elbow is facing outward and your femur, your humerus is completely parallel to the ground. Anyway, enough talk with femur and humerus. Let's do the movements. So you grab it here, jump onto it, start with the externally rotated position, and then drop down with the internally rotated position. And make sure that you don't drop your shoulder. So don't let your shoulder shrug up. Always depress your shoulder blade and maintain your shoulder girth stable. So that's what I was trying to point out during the movement. I couldn't spend forever in that position. So we're gonna go quick and bang out few repetitions. So here, right here, 1, 2, 3. Go as deep as you can. You go as deep as you can, and you have to stop whenever you run out of range of motion in your shoulder, because like I said, it's a very tricky and hard movement and could hurt easily your shoulder if you're not accustomed to the ring. So again, please do not attempt this exercise if you are a beginner. Make sure that you master the basic variation of the dip on the ring first before you attempt this variation. Let's recap. Bulgarian dip is a very good variation of the dip to perform on the ring. It is an intermediate level of ring performance, not to be attempted by beginners because it's very tricky given the internal rotation aspect of it. It is a movement that will help you target more your pectoral muscle as much as your anterior deltoid. It can be compared to the wide grip dip on the ring, on the bar, as the only difference that the main difference that it is performed on movable entities, which makes the movement that much harder because you have to stop the ring at the end of range and be able to crank back up to the full extension and the external rotated position of the shoulder. So you get like a full from internal to full external, which make it really interesting of an exercise to be performed for the sturdiness and resilience of the rotator cuff. Not that it is an exercise, the primary go-to exercise for the rotator cuff, but it is one that can really crank up the resilience of your rotator cuff health. And then yeah, so that's that. Be safe out there whenever you perform it, and that's it. It's a good exercise. That's all I can say. I use them in different phases, short phases, sometimes as an assistance, like I told you earlier in the video, for the, I said more like an yeah, it could be an assistance for the iron cross. I wouldn't call it assistance because you bend the arm. That's the main reason why I wouldn't. But other than that, if it wasn't for the arm bending during the Bulgarian dip, I will be free to, I will feel free to assimilate it to an assistance exercise. So for that reason, I will call it more of an accessory exercise. So that's that. Hope it was a very useful video. Like, comment, subscribe. Again, like, and yeah, help for the algorithms, and we need to get the channel popping. Everything is and will always be the Meckanimal mode. For those who been out there supporting the grind, appreciate, and for those who are to come, appreciate. Salute.
The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will be live.